Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Gripping Talk. I am really excited today to have in one of Britain's strongest men, Paddy Haynes. So,
Hi.
for everyone that doesn't know you, just sort of introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Paddy. I'm a British strongman. I'm sort of leading the up-and-coming guys at the minute. I broke onto the Giants Live scene for the first time this year. And yeah, just trying to get as strong as I can. And I've always had a pretty good grip, so that's where our paths crossed.
Yeah, when was it, like 2021? Maybe?
Yes. Yeah, probably. It was probably my second year of competing, I think.
Yeah, I remember that day really well, weirdly, because that was the first time me and Laura had been away to another gym sort of thing. It was all a bit weird. They were like, do you want to sponsor us for the year and give a few prizes? And we were like, oh yeah, that sounds quite cool. Then we found out it was right down south and it was like a 3-hour drive, and we got there a bit late and everyone was already setting up. But we always remember, or I do remember, seeing you. I think Emily had already bought something off us
Yes,
at
yeah.
that time. So you already sort of had a bit of background with grip training, and we just saw you sort of blow everyone away at that competition. And we were like, this Paddy guy's, he's pretty cool. He's pretty cool.
It was just a strongman comp, but there was like a grip event which you're sponsored,
Yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
and there was like 3 implements, and then there was actual stones. What was it like? I can't remember. There was a dinny hold of some
It was a dinny
sort.
hold at the end, yeah.
And no one even got through the first 3 implements. So
Yeah.
like I did the first 3, and they were like, "Oh, he's going to go for the hold." I was like, "No, absolutely not. Like, not if I
Already
don't have
won.
to do it. I'm not
Yeah.
touching those.
Don't
for,
want to rip my hands.
not these precious little things."
Yeah, the real money makers.
Yeah,
of the
exactly.
hands.
Protect at all costs.
Yeah. So when did you first start sort of getting into strongman?
So, in terms of like getting into strongman was when I came back from university. So sort of just before COVID, really. Obviously, I'd started lifting at university, doing very much like bodybuilding stuff, bro sessions. But also I would do like the compound lifts. Like the guys I train with would just be all, like they'd do bench, but
Yeah.
leg day would just be brushed under the rug every week. So I'd take myself squatting and deadlifting and stuff, and I sort of enjoyed that more. But like I like the blend. I couldn't just go to the gym. That's sort of what I learned, like, especially coming from running and stuff. Like, I needed a goal. Like,
Yeah.
I can't just train and not compete because I'm too competitive, basically. Okay. So I always need an outlet. So came back to Banbury after university, went to the local gym, and they sort of said, you know, there's a few guys that do strongman. We think you'd be quite good at that because you're outlifting everyone in the gym.
Yeah.
So, you know, go out there and lift some tires instead of, you know, the normal gym kit. And yeah, just took to it really, really well.
I feel like that's how so many people get into strongman. It's always like, come on, son. Hey, we've seen you doing a few deadlifts.
Yeah.
It's like, come round here.
You get the nod from like the gym owner, and it's like, right, you've unlocked area 2, and it's like outside with big boys. But no, I really, Steve, bless him, he's done a few of your comps, but he was like the guy that really got me into it, and like we started building stuff at the gym together, and yeah, like I just owe him a lot really, because he just sort of took me under his wing and showed me everything, and yeah, much like the guys I trained with there, I sort of got stronger than him quite. I mean, he is an under 80, and well, when I started, I was under 80, but now, you know, I'm a lot bigger guy now. But he's still competitive with me all the time, even though I thrash him. So I just love training with him.
So how have you found sort of going from? I know you mentioned you were a runner before strongman. How have you sort of transitioned your body almost into a strongman from a runner?
Yeah, it's it came like I seem to pack on muscle quite well. Like, I've always had the appetite for strongman, but obviously I was running, so I stayed quite lean. But I mean, geez, for university, like I was training in the gym for 2 or 3 hours a day, and then I was running or leading the training and running at the track, and I was just an animal. I was just training all the time, and I sort of went to the odd lecture here and there as well. But but yeah, it was just addictive, and then my weight slowly started creeping up. That's when I knew I sort of had a ceiling in running, because my body didn't want to sit at 70 kilos anymore.
Is that what you were?
I was 68 when I went to uni. I mean, we've all seen the pictures. Please don't put them as an overlay now. And yeah, I mean, I had about 5 kilo of hair, but no, I was, I was in the 60s, and like just an absolute beanstalk. And just as I trained, I liked the way I looked more and more. And yeah, I just kept getting bigger and stronger, and it's so addictive, man. And then I think that peaked at about 120, and then past that, it's a bit like you become a bit of a
The
blob.
grind,
Then it gets a bit more harder to put lean muscle on. But Yeah, it just comes really natural. Like, I genuinely think it's one of the most perfect bases to build from, because I've still got that work capacity now, but like I can still move for a 125 kilo guy. Like, yeah, I can still do about a 22-minute 5K and stuff like that. So the running's going to stay whatever I do.
Yeah.
We were talking in the gym, actually. I trained with a few hybrid guys, and they're much smaller than me, but they're doing my farm comp, which is on Sunday. Just a bit of fun. Like, they're not strongmen, but one of them wants to do a 300 kilo deadlift into a 3-hour marathon. Yeah, like crazy. And I was like, I wonder if I could do a 400 kilo deadlift into a 4-hour.
Oh my God.
Because that would, like, if we could both do that, that'd be pretty cool. And I don't know if anyone's ever done that. So that's
no chance.
That's sort of something I'm thinking about. But like for the time being, obviously, it's get through this season. And but while I'm young enough, I'd love to do something crazy like that. But I mean, the first 5 minutes was trying to get the deadlift suit off. Like, I'm coming. But I just love doing crazy stuff, man. Like, it's addictive.
I feel like it's part of your persona now that you're sort of more exposed to the world being in Giants Live. You've got to build your own personality. It's almost like building your own brand, isn't it? Sort of thing. Like, you've got Evan Singleton, who's the T-Rex. You've got, like, I guess Paul Smith, he's more known for being quiet, but everyone sort of knows. And you've got Gav Bilton, the Welsh Bull. But what's Paddy Haynes?
I just want to be that, like I want people to look at the lineup and be like, he's an athlete. Do you know what I mean? Like, the guy that can run, jump, throw, grip, everything. I'm under no illusion that I'll ever be like the statically strongest man alive, because that's not what I'm about. I'm more like, I can move a weight A to B. I can do it pretty quick. And I want to be able to still do a standing backflip and cool stuff as well, like at the same time. And like,
you say that you're not going to be the statically strongest, but a 400 kilo deadlift is absolutely insane.
Yeah, I mean that again, the deadlift, like, that's always been my favourite, really, that and stones. But that's come to me so well. Like, I mean, the first time I went to gym, like, again at 70 kilo body weight, I pulled a 180 in a pure gym on a horrible setup, horrible
hex plates.
Yeah, I'd watched Brian Shaw once, so my stance was like super wide, and and then I got from 200 to 300 in 12 months, because obviously my body weight was going up so quickly as well. Like, and then I bought a suit, and then it gets even further, and it's like, it's just crazy. But that I took the deadlifts like duck on the water, and it was always my favourite. Like, people look at you in the gym, and you're just pulling like massive deadlifts. It's not much cooler, is there, really? You
make it sound so casual, but from like the outside, me and Laura looking in, you've been so consistent over the whole time we've known you, like the last 4 years. You never miss a training session. And that's why you're sort of progressing now.
I think, look, from the outside looking in, like, everyone's like, you train so hard, like, you know. But like, for me, that's the best. Like, when I was working an office job, like, I was just there, like, I was just thinking about what I'm going to do in the gym. Like, I just didn't want to be there. I wanted to be in the gym, and now I'm in a position where I get to do that like full time. I'm just blessed. But the training genuinely is the easy bit. It's the eating, it's the recovery, and like, which I do think I manage a lot better than most as well. But it's just, I'm just not taking any shortcuts. I'm just doing it the long road, like playing everything sensibly. And I mean, you guys have been there pretty much since day one of my strongman career, so you know, like, you've seen like how much stuff's come on and how much it's continuing to. So, well,
this is it. You get people now, and they'll sort of burst onto the scene, and within 12 months, they've torn the hamstring, popped a bicep. You've been really sensible with your progression and looked after your body more. And it's similar to what Becca's been saying. Really, she's in it for the long run. She's trying to look after herself, not get injured, because once you popped a hamstring or your bicep or something like that, you're constantly recovering and trying to get back for the next competition. She wants to be in it for the next 10 years and win World's Strongest Woman another how many times?
Yeah.
So she wants to win it another 3 times.
And, you know, like, Becca's an inspiration to us all, isn't it? Like, just not even just as an athlete, but like just as an incredible person to be around. Like, I absolutely love her to bits, and like what she's done is incredible. So if I can achieve half of what she's achieved, I'll be incredibly blessed.
She's got a very similar like work ethic to you. She never miss, no matter what, she would never miss a session. Yeah.
No, she's good with her food as well. Like, even when we went to Sweden, she had like meal prepped, like everything. I'm like, I'm not doing this. Me and you are tucking into a Subway, and I'm like, okay, I should probably be doing more like what she's doing. But you know, like, it's just different level of dedication, isn't it? Like, it's inspirational. But it's been good. I've got a good feeling about this season as well, and do you
have any goals for this season?
My main goal is to win Giants Live England's Strongest Man. Obviously going to be against guys like Shane Flowers, Kane Francis, Ryan Bennett's coming back as well. So in terms of like a lineup, that one's just extreme.
Where did you come last year?
So I came third last year. That's what got me to Brits.
Yeah.
Not my best events on the day there either. So this year's a lot better. I'm not sure how much I'm allowed to say, but there is a grip event in there, which is obviously it's got my name written all over it. Obviously, Mark Felix will be there as well. So if I can take down Mark on his last ever grip event, that'd be just pretty cool for me. But I just really just feel like quietly confident this year. I think a lot more people are talking about me this year than they were last year. And then the other goal is my first comp coming up is UK Strongest Man. And we're being drip fed events for that. Yeah. And like each one that comes out, I'm like, it's a good event for me. It's an okay event for me.
Because that's the one last year. Or was that England?
What's that, the incline log? Yeah, you couldn't dream up a worse event for me because like I'm okay at log press because I can sort of leg drive into it and be very explosive. You put me on a pad and like give me this implement here trying to press it and it's like, that's just the worst.
Have you got long arms as well?
Very long arms, hence the deadlift and and the stone ability actually more than anything. Like, a bit of a side tangent, but we just got a 250 stone from Jason, which is it's just pure concrete. So normally like the heavier stones like that, they put lead in and it's a bit smaller. But this one is like, it's 24-inch diameter, it's huge. Jesus. And I can wrap my arms around that, so I think it's possible. So I've sort of said to John, like my coach, like, at some point, I will be giving it a go.
Give it a go, yeah.
But if you look back at my strongman comps, like, there's always that sort of arc where I'm normally mid-pack at the start and then I sort of come good at the end.
Yeah.
Usually because they chuck an overhead in first. Like, normally I sort of get better through comps where everyone starts struggling and I still feel
Do you think that's
fresh.
Down to nerves a bit as well?
Yeah, I get a bit... Overhead just seems to be the only one where I get a bit twitchy. Like, everything else, like, the nerves help, like it's like adrenaline, like, but there's been a few like log press and it's like you're going in like this is pretty 50-50 whether I hit this or not, but they're just a bit more technical, I think. Like, so when your head goes, you just sort of resort to type, whereas a deadlift, like, it's pretty similar no matter what you're doing.
Muscle
like,
memory for you.
Exactly, and like you just use it, whereas log, like, there's a lot more to go wrong. But you know, it is getting better. It's getting better all the time. It's just slow.
Yeah.
But
you're still young.
I'm still.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
So you've got loads of time to sort of grow into it and
exactly
slowly build it up.
The goal this year is win England's podium at Brits and get myself to World's Strongest Man next year.
So how have you sort of integrated grip into your strongman life? And because it's something that you've kind of just blown everyone away with how easily you've sort of beaten records and just got into it, and you've been sort of a driving force behind it in the strongman community. And I feel like now it's a lot more, not mainstream, a lot more people are aware of the importance of it, sort of thing. So
no, it's been just such a mutually beneficial relationship, this whole thing between us, because like I feel like I've sort of dragged you into the strongman world probably more than you thought you would get into it, to be honest. As in, like, you know, you sponsored so many shows and stuff last year. Like, geez, you're probably doing more strongman than grip. But for me, it's like, I couldn't believe, right? So I went into my first comp, like big comp England's, it was 140 farmers, and I didn't realise people on farmers, their grip failed before like their body failed. So like for me, like I could hold on to 200 kilo farmers, but my core would just go all wobbly. Yeah. And I thought that was everyone. So like when people were like dropping it after like 3 meters, I was like, oh my God, like this isn't right. So so then like that's when I realized like, oh, my grip's really good then, but like I hadn't done anything specific, like just growing up on a farm. You know, my family, man, like they are all my like dad's brothers and stuff are all really tall. Like they've got they're all manual jobs, massive hands. My dad's a farmer. I grew up on a farm, so yeah, it's just like it sort of makes sense now that I get into it. That, like so I do have a really good grip, but I sort of I've never really like believed I had like this good grip until like even like Sweden. Like I said to you, like if I come top 10, I'll be buzzing. It
is mind blowing how crap some people's grip is, because all these strongmen, they are just slapping straps on, especially on the farmers. But as soon as it comes up in an event where no strap farmers, they're like,
But that's what I tell people. Like if they want like just a quick grip tip from me, like leave your straps in your bag, like use them for your deadlifts, and then just don't touch them again. Like you know, they never used it in the days of like Arnold and that lot, like, they never use straps. So, like, why have we suddenly started relying on this stuff that your hands can do?
Yeah. Do you have a goal for deadlift? Like a number to reach?
I don't really have any number goals because I'm not I'm trophy driven more than I'm numbers driven. Like 400 was obviously amazing, but that was my goal for a long time. And then you break it, and then you're just like, well, I want to do more. And
I feel like a lot of people get stuck on numbers, and they're like, I did this in the gym, so I'm going to do it in competition. It's a very different sort of environment in competition.
I've always been really good at separating like training from so like a training PB to me is like pretty meaningless. Like I'll do it and I'll be like, yeah, cool. Now I need to go and do it in comp. But like, if a 130 log would win me a competition, I'm going to do a 130 log. Like I'm not that bothered about the number. Like I'm not the strongest guy. People can do more than me on everything. So. But are they consistent enough to be like to win a show? That's the fun thing, really. But yeah, like I say, 400 was my goal. Did that. Now I want to do 420, and it's never going to change. Like, I'll do 420, and they'd be like, right, 440, and then £1,000.
What is £1,000? Like
454. So like that would be like the long-term goal, but I'm not going to like chase it now. It's just like I will get to that level when I get to that level. Like just focus on getting stronger every day, basically.
So sensible for such a young, strong man, isn't he?
I just know my limitations. Like I know if I just went chasing a deadlift number, everything else would take a tumble. I'd probably get too fat, and then like, do you know what I mean? Like I just like being an all-rounder. So we just sort of, John and I, we look and like obviously the weakness is overhead, and it always has been. So we have 2 overhead sessions a week, and that's what I love as well. When people come up to me and go, if you could log press, you'd be amazed. I'm like, oh, I'll write that down. That'd be shit on that.
I'll put that in my routine.
I'll pop that in my plan. But you know, genetically, like I wasn't built to log press, but we make it happen. But it's just doing your best every day to get consistently good at everything. It's like that's why strongman's fun. It's exactly the same as grip. Exact same principle. Like I don't know anyone that's good at everything.
Yeah. Well, speaking of genetically gifted, let's put your gift to the test with some lifting. Right, so we've set up a little selection of Thomas Inch dumbbells here, and Paddy's going to lift them all with ease. But do you have any tips for someone that's having a go at an inch dumbbell?
Just, I mean, literally, as long as it's dead in the middle of your body. I like to have them all facing forward personally. I don't like lifting them horizontal. And if you've got a dumbbell, obviously it's not something that you can sort of buy loads. If you've only got one and you can't quite lift it, then the way you sort of learn is get the back bell off first and do what we'd call like a tilted lift. Just makes it a little bit easier until you can sort of progress up to just pick it up as it is. But yeah, again, you can sort of use a second hand to support, but just mix it up, pick them up, hold them, throw them around, press them. I just think they're really cool. That's why I've got all of the strength shot ones now. I just think they're so versatile for everything.
Yeah, they are. Well, let's have a little warm up on the small ones, and we will see if I can get the 70.
There aren't many small ones here, to be fair. Is that that's a 78?
Yeah.
So we have. This is the warm up selection.
This is the warm up selection. Yeah.
Oh, there's some clicks there. This one's.
That is the actual 70.
So that's an actual Thomas Inch.
We did have a 66.
So that's what people would call the unliftable dumbbell, right?
This is the unliftable dumbbell that we've probably had 100 people lift. We need to make a list, and
that you actually should. But you watch YouTube videos and they say like only 50 people can lift this, and you're like,
we've had 100 here at least, which is crazy. This, I guess, 85 is the next one up, which is.
There can't be many people doing that one.
That's it. Yeah.
That is the best textured dumbbell I've ever seen.
It's beautiful, isn't it? That was one of the easiest lifts I've ever seen. Go on, Paddy. Oh, look at that.
No tilt there.
Absolutely not. Jesus.
That's what I mean, that feels so easy, and then this thing's...
When you've left the handles like real nice and weathered, and it just lifts nice.
Yeah, that's what I tried to explain to people. Like, it's the only grip, the only gym equipment you actually want to get a bit rusty.
So this is 2 of the impossible to lift Thomas Inch dumbbells.
It might be 2 of them. Straight out of a car from a 3-hour drive.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
You're an absolute freak.
Yeah, I love these. Like I said, I find the handles perfect. Like my hands aren't so fat that, like,
Yeah.
you know, some people struggle to get that.
Yeah.
Mine just wedges in like perfect.
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, the Strength Shop ones, like, they've got a longer handle, haven't they?
Yeah.
So they're a bit more awkward, but
Yeah. They're long and they're not perfectly circle. They're slightly
yeah,
oval as well.
These are much nicer, much nicer. Shout out to Nathan Pohl.
Yeah.
But this was the dumbbell I was going to go for the world record on at some point before I blew both my elbows out. But
Yeah.
obviously the record that Odd Hogan famously did of, what was it, 65 reps?
In 10 minutes.
So I did 66 in the gym. I did 67 in about 6 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's just hard to judge, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
he was dropping them as well, which I obviously can't
Yeah.
do in my gym.
This is the issue I have with lockout. It's always going to be an issue when you're relying on a referee's judgment,
Yeah.
especially when you're using different referees.
Well, that's what's good about the little
The crossbars. Yeah.
You'd have to weld like a, because like I think a lot of them said like as long as it's past the knees, because
Yeah.
obviously locking it out here is very awkward. Like you're never going to do that for that many reps. Like
No. Yeah, the knees is probably a good idea.
I think they should say as long as it goes past your knees, but again it's just a bit of a grey area. Like he was like literally dropping it at the top every time, and it was just hitting the floor and you just
bouncing
go
up
again.
and catching it.
Yeah.
It's like, what? I'll try it.
What do you mean try it? The grip father. This would be embarrassing.
Oh, no way.
You gotta get Paddy 10 tattooed along here.
Yeah. Right, let's. You just make it look so easy. Paddy Haynes. Nice. Again, another little feat. So this is a whole 104 kilogram dumbbell, also known as a Millennium dumbbell. This one, there is literally a handful of people ever to lift this. I think
There's 4 on the website.
4 on the website, maybe. I know Lane Snook has lifted it. Steve Gardner, just a couple. But
This for reference is like my lifetime goal to lift it in grip, because
Yeah.
Brian Shaw's done it,
yeah,
and I don't think any other strongmen have ever done it, have they?
no.
But it's this thing's eluded me so many times. I'll try and lift it level for.
Well,
I don't seem to be able to tilt. Seems to be my problem.
come on, Pad.
Absolutely no chance. I'll try a tilted lift for. I don't have the skill acquisition on this yet.
That's it.
Yeah.
Right, well, should we have some, have a go on some blobs?
Right, so blobs, for those who don't know, are sort of like my weaker part of grip. Like, I'm literally with the blob father. So what I've always liked to do, especially with the York ones where they've got that texture, is just get my index finger straight across anything textured, basically. Group those fingers together. And then that feels pretty solid for me. But then obviously when they get a bit bigger, that gets a bit harder to do. So I sort of was cupping them a bit more, but
Yeah, this is the widest legacy.
it's a wide pinch.
Very wide, boy, that is.
So what does that weigh?
20,
So this will probably defeat me.
24.9,
And you have your thumb on the flatter side, right?
definitely, yeah.
So even this one, I'd probably start cupping.
Nice. Yeah.
It looks so easy as well. That's the annoying thing with these. They're honestly horrible. This just doesn't feel right on my left at all. Oh, okay. That felt like I had no grip on it, but
Yeah.
lefty comes through again.
With the blobs, because you start with that little tilt there
Yeah.
as well. This is one of the most important things for it, sort of rotating it into your fingers, because if you're trying to lift straight up, your hand's just going to sort of slip off where
Yeah.
you need that little bit of rotation sort of into the hands, and then you just lift it.
To an extent.
Yeah.
Because I swear someone at the grip comp was going like,
Yeah. This shape suits your hand a bit better.
oh, chunky hands.
Yeah. Do you not?
Have we compared hands?
No.
Your thumbs are so long. No wonder you're good at everything.
Yeah. They're all just weathered turf.
Can I have a go on that 83 kilo battle that's going on at the minute?
Yeah.
That's been one. A lot of boys doing this. Don't really know why either. It's just some.
It's just turned into a bit of a.
Ollie and Sam have started getting a bit excited. So
Yeah.
just as many reps as possible. What am I doing? Dropping it each? Not dropping it, but
15 to beat. I think the lockouts they've been doing are maybe.
that's what I mean. I'm going to lock out every rep and set a
can.
precedent.
Come on. Come on.
Can I swap hands or is it all on one end?
One.
Is it?
Woo! Now the micros come out. Come on.
30. I wouldn't count that last one.
Come on. Yes. Ollie's squeaking in his boots.
It's going to explode. No, that's it.
What was that? 15 and a half?
I'd call it 15. I think there was 2 in there that weren't locked out.
He's just done 15 reps on the rolling handle.
Pass it to me.
Now is the perfect time.
You've set me up here.
Come on. Oh, that is
Oh my days.
Oh no.
89.
Oh no.
I've got nothing left.
You've been done over there.
Been stitched over there.
To be honest, Craig Rowney went into it cold, didn't he? Ryan did it pretty fresh. Joe, you were at the end of a session as well, so
what did Joe
get? 83.
Oh! Does it feel like the handles are too close for you?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, this feels so bad on this side. It's a bit better.
Respectable.
No, it's not. Hold on. Damn it.
Well, that puts you just below Rebecca Roberts. I'm the same.
Right, I'm going home.
Well, we do have one more question for you.
Right.
If you could give your 16-year-old self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Just don't care what other people are doing.
Yeah.
Focus on yourself. Get stronger every day. Don't chase a body weight. Don't chase weights. Just focus on adding weight to your lifts across the board every day.
That's a very sensible, mature piece of advice for the young man. So, thank you very much for coming on. Can't wait to see you compete this year. Where can everyone find you?
Paddy Strongman on Insta and YouTube. The YouTube's blown up at the minute, so we're trying to do as much as we can. And then Haynes Strength is the brand. So if you want any merch or anything like that, it's all on Haynes Strength.
Yeah. So we'll be seeing Paddy at Giants Live Show very soon, and we will see you soon for another episode of Griffin Talk.
Good guys. Yay.